Hey guys, today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to build this farmhouse quilt ladder. It's a pretty easy step. All you need is two 8-foot 2x4s and two 1x from Lowe's. I'm going to be diving right in and showing you how to get this built. Alright, we're going to cut our ends. Even though we're going to cut our ends both at angles, we want to make sure we cut them even if they're straight, because the mills don't always cut them completely straight. So I'm going to make this ladder 7 foot tall. So I'm going to put a little mark at 7. I'm just using standard 8-foot 2x4s. I'm going to cut my angle at 15 degrees. I've already pre-cut this one at an angle, 15 degrees. And I can start on the next one. If you're wondering about the saw, I'm using a DeWalt. The head on this one actually comes out so that you can cut longer pieces of wood. You can pick them up at any Lowe's. I think also Home Depot carries them for around $500. The cut's a little bit slow right now because I'm using it with a blade for plywood. I'm going to measure this one also for 7 foot. That's going to be my two sides. Now I'm going to use some 1x1 pieces that I've also got at Lowe's. These will be cutting on a straight cut. Now again, even though the sides have already been cut, you want to go ahead and trim a little bitty piece of that off because the mill don't always cut them straight. Now on our width, we're going to put these at a 16-inch wide. So at 16 inches, that's where I'm going to make my cut. Rather than marking it and then cutting them, I'm going to measure every single one out at 16 because I want them all to be exactly the same all the way up. And by measuring them all the same, I'm going to use my first one that I cut as a template on all the rest of them by putting the ends straight together. And I'm going to continue to use the first one over and over again. So the second one's going to be sitting aside. Continue with another piece. Alright, I got my sides of my ladder here cut. I got them cut at 7 foot. Both sides cut at an angle. I went ahead, I got all these center pieces for the steps. Went ahead and cut all those at 16 inches. If you see, you notice I got the table right here. I built this table in one of my other videos. Feel free to go ahead and check out some of my other videos. But on this right here, what we're going to do, I'm going to measure and mark everywhere I want my, basically my step to be. Alright, right now I've got my tape measure sitting out here on one of my sides of my ladder. The first part of the step, I'm going to put it right at 6 inches from the bottom of the ladder. And every 12 inches, I'm going to drill a hole, make my mark, drill a hole, and that's where I'm going to make for my steps is every 1 foot. So I've got my mark on 6 inches. I'm going to put a mark on every foot. That's where I'm going to drill my holes for my steps to go. And according to this 7-foot ladder, going to have 7 steps on it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get these holes pre-drilled, and then as soon as I get the holes pre-drilled, I'll show you me putting them together. Now on the screws are decking screws. They're 10 by 2.5, and you'll see they've got a smaller head on them, so they'll kind of countersink better, and you can easily put putty over them. But this is going to be a farmhouse style ladder for decoration, so we won't have to even worry about doing that. The rougher the better. So I'm going to go ahead and get these drilled. We'll finish. Alright, I went ahead and I got a drill bit to drill these holes. The drill bit is exactly the same size as the screw, and that's because you don't want to use the drill bit to screw into your steps. This is just to make a pilot hole for your marks for your screws. So this drill bit, it should be long enough that I got both these pieces of wood held together, that I can screw through both pieces and be the same. Alright, now I'm not sure, they didn't go all the way through, so I'm just going to have to go back over these. Alright, I've got the hose done. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sit these right here in place, and I'm going to run my screws. I've already got my screw gun ready for this. So I'm going to let it come out the other side just a little bit, just so that I can center it on the step. Then torque it all the way down. You don't want to torque it too much because you don't want to be able to strip the screw. So go ahead and run down it, get my screws ready, and I'll show you this as soon as I get it put together. Thanks for. Alright guys, well, we went ahead and we got this thing put together. The angle that we cut the bottom, we went ahead and we straightened up the steps here at the same angle going up. We got our 7-foot ladder. Now this right here can be sanded, be stained and aged to make it look like it's an old antique ladder. That's how you get it made. And thanks for enjoying my video, and please subscribe.